The rivalry between the Milwaukee Brewers and the Chicago Cubs is one of baseball's most intense, fueled not just by proximity, but by decades of passion, pride, and a relentless desire to outdo one another. These two teams, separated by just a short drive up Interstate 94, have been locked in a battle for Midwest supremacy for years, with every game feeling like a playoff, no matter the stakes. The energy is palpable every time they meet, as both teams and their fans bring an unmatched intensity to the ballpark. It's more than just a game, it's a clash of cultures, cities, and baseball philosophies, with each side determined to claim bragging rights for their own. Just 90 miles apart, their fans regularly invade each other's stadiums, turning every matchup into a spectacle that transcends the sport itself. Whether it's Brewers fans making the trek to Wrigley Field, or Cubs faithful descending on American Family Field, the stands are always a sea of blue, gold, and red, echoing with chants and cheers that can be heard for blocks. This year, the stakes are higher than ever before. The two rivals now find themselves facing off in the National League Division Series, where every inning, every pitch, and every decision carries the weight of an entire season. The postseason amplifies everything. Mistakes are magnified, heroes are made, and legends are born. The atmosphere around the stadium is electric, with fans arriving hours before first pitch, sharing stories, grilling out, and reliving classic moments from past matchups. The air is thick with anticipation, and the sense of history is impossible to ignore. Every pitch and swing is magnified, with the winner moving on and the loser sent home. The pressure is immense, and the margin for error is razor thin. Players know that a single mistake could haunt them for years, while a single heroic moment could etch their name into franchise lore forever. The tension is electric at Wrigley Field for Game 3. History, pride, and postseason dreams all on the line. The iconic ballpark, bathed in stadium lights, becomes a cauldron of noise and emotion, with every fan on the edge of their seat, living and dying with every pitch. For the Brewers, this is more than just another playoff series. It's a chance to prove that their remarkable season was no fluke, to silence the doubters, and to show that they belong among baseball's elite. The players rally together, drawing strength from their underdog status and the belief that this could be their year. For the Cubs, it's about defending their home turf and upholding a legacy built over generations. They carry the weight of expectation from a city that lives and breathes baseball, determined to protect their house and add another chapter to their storied history. The players know each other well, having faced off countless times, but now, every at-bat, every pitch, and every decision could end a season or spark a celebration. The familiarity only adds to the drama, as each side looks for any edge they can find. This is postseason baseball at its fiercest, a rivalry elevated to legend, where every moment is magnified and every outcome feels historic. Tonight, under the bright lights, only one team will move forward, but both will add another unforgettable chapter to this epic Midwest showdown. The Milwaukee Brewers have stormed to a commanding 2-game lead in this high-stakes playoff series, putting themselves in the driver's seat and sending a clear message to their rivals. Their energy is palpable, their confidence unmistakable, and their chemistry on the field has been nothing short of electric. With every pitch, every swing, and every defensive play, the Brewers have shown why they're a force to be reckoned with this postseason. Meanwhile, the Chicago Cubs find themselves on the brink of elimination, their backs firmly against the wall. The tension in the dugout is thick, and the anxious faces in the stands tell the story of a fan base desperate for a turnaround. Every missed opportunity, every run allowed, has brought them closer to the edge. Now, as the series shifts to the iconic Wrigley Field, the stakes have never been higher. The historic ballpark, buzzing with anticipation, becomes the stage for a potential comeback or a crushing defeat. Milwaukee dominated Game 1 with relentless offense and airtight defense, setting the tone early. In Game 2, the Brewers showcased their resilience, staging a dramatic comeback that left the Cubs reeling and seized control of the series. Their ability to rally under pressure has made them the team to beat. For the Cubs, tonight is truly do or die. Every inning, every pitch, could be their last of the season. The pressure is immense, and the margin for error is razor thin. The players know that a single mistake could end their championship dreams. The weight of expectation hangs heavy over the team and their loyal supporters. A loss tonight would not only end their season, but also extinguish the hopes of a city that lives and breathes baseball. The stakes could not be higher. On the other side, the Brewers can play with a sense of freedom, knowing they have two chances to close out the series. Their dugout is loose, their fans are jubilant, and the pressure is squarely on their opponents. For Chicago, it's all about survival, finding a spark, igniting hope, and refusing to let their season slip away. One win could change everything, breathing new life into their campaign and giving their fans something to believe in. A Cubs victory tonight would not only stave off elimination, but also shift the momentum of the series. Suddenly, the pressure would swing back to Milwaukee, forcing them to respond and feel the heat for the first time. The Brewers are hungry for a sweep, eager to finish the job and move on. The Cubs, however, are searching for a lifeline, a chance to keep their season alive and write a new chapter in their storied history. This is the ultimate inflection point in the series. One team seeks closure and celebration, while the other clings to hope and the possibility of a miracle comeback. Every pitch, every play, could tip the balance. Tonight, under the bright lights at Wrigley, the series could end, or a new story could begin. The outcome hangs in the balance, and baseball fans everywhere are watching to see which team will rise to the moment. The Brewers shocked the baseball world, finishing with MLB's best record at 97-65. Built on chemistry and resilience, they're a team without superstars, but with relentless drive. Manager Pat Murphy credits their success to character and a short memory, never dwelling on mistakes. Their Game 2 comeback was a microcosm of their season. Never rattled, always fighting back. This mentality has created a fearless clubhouse, where players take risks and bounce back from adversity. The Brewers thrive under pressure, playing their best when the stakes are highest. Now, on the verge of the NLCS, their confidence is unshakable. They're not intimidated by Wrigley or the Cubs' desperation. Instead, they feed off the challenge, believing they're destined for greatness. Their unyielding mentality is their greatest weapon. Down 0-2 in a best-of-5, the Chicago Cubs find themselves staring up at a mountain few teams have ever climbed. The weight of history presses down on them, and the odds are stacked against their every move. In the silence of the dugout, you can almost feel the tension. Players searching for answers, coaches looking for a spark, and fans holding their breath, hoping for a miracle. The reality is harsh. Teams in this position rarely survive, and the Cubs know it. Statistically, teams down 0-2 in a best-of-5 series win the series less than 12% of the time. The numbers are cold, unforgiving, and a constant reminder of just how difficult this task is. Every pitch, every at-bat, every defensive play is magnified under the postseason spotlight. The margin for error is razor-thin, and the pressure only grows with each passing inning. In the current playoff format, a team that takes a 2-0 lead at home advances to the next round over 90% of the time. The home crowd roars with confidence, sensing victory is near, while the trailing team must dig deep to find hope. For the Cubs, the challenge is not just about overcoming the Brewers, but about defying the very patterns that have defined baseball for decades. Most series in this situation end in a sweep. The Cubs are fighting not just the Brewers, but the weight of baseball history itself. Every player knows the stories, how rare it is to come back from the brink, how quickly a season's dreams can vanish. Yet, in the face of overwhelming odds, there's a stubborn resolve in the dugout. They refuse to let the past dictate their future. Only a handful of teams in Major League Baseball history have ever pulled off this kind of comeback. Those teams are remembered forever, their stories told and retold as legends of the game. The Cubs know that if they can do the impossible, they'll join that exclusive club. But to get there, they must first believe it's possible. The path forward is brutally simple. Win 3 straight elimination games or go home. There's no room for mistakes, no margin for error. Every inning is a test of nerves, every pitch a potential turning point. The pressure is immense, but so is the opportunity to make history. The Cubs' focus is singular. Win tonight and nothing else. They can't afford to look ahead or dwell on what's already happened. It's about playing one pitch at a time, one inning at a time, and trusting in each other to find a way. To survive, they must block out the noise, ignore the odds, and play with the freedom of a team that has nothing left to lose. The pressure can crush, but it can also inspire. For the Cubs, it's about rediscovering the joy and intensity that brought them here in the first place. If they can find their rhythm, if they can ignite a spark, anything is possible. Baseball is a game of momentum, and sometimes all it takes is one big play to turn the tide. The Cubs are searching for that moment, a chance to believe, to rally, and to keep their season alive. Postseason baseball is unpredictable. Every game is a new story, every inning a fresh opportunity. Tonight, the Cubs are hoping for the improbable, chasing a dream that only a few have ever realized. Their journey back starts now. With their backs against the wall, the Cubs step onto the field, ready to fight for every pitch, every run, and every moment. The climb is steep, but the story is far from over. The Cubs' offense, once among baseball's best, has vanished in October. They've set a postseason record for scoring 3 or fewer runs in 13 straight playoff games. In this series, their bats have gone cold, one big swing, then silence. Slumps have spread through the lineup, and defensive miscues have only added pressure. Manager Craig Counsell has stuck with his core, but results haven't followed. The team looks tight, swinging at bad pitches and missing chances with runners on. For the Cubs to survive, their offense must wake up. Tonight. They can't rely on pitching alone. They need runs to take the pressure off. Wrigley Field needs to be their spark. Their season depends on breaking the curse of the silent bats. Game 3's pitching matchup is loaded with drama and pressure. Cubs veteran Jameson Taillon gets the ball, tasked with saving Chicago's season. He's faced the Brewers 3 times this year, holding his own but needing to be flawless tonight. Taillon must keep Milwaukee off the board early. Any deficit could be fatal. On the other side, Brewers righty Quinn Priester, a local product, faces his hometown team. Priester has struggled against the Cubs this year, but Milwaukee is betting on his adrenaline and a quick hook if needed. The Brewers' bullpen is ready to step in at the first sign of trouble. It's a duel between a veteran fighting for survival and a youngster with everything to prove. The outcome could decide the series. Facing elimination, Cubs manager Craig Counsell sticks with his regular lineup. No panic, no drastic changes. Michael Busch and Nico Hoerner lead off, tasked with sparking the offense. The heart of the order, Kyle Tucker and Seiya Suzuki, must deliver power, with Suzuki already homering in Game 2. Ian Happ brings playoff experience, hoping to steady the young roster. The bottom of the lineup, including Swanson and rookie Matt Shaw, must create chances for the top. Counsell's message: trust the guys who got you here. The Cubs' fate now rests on these 9 bats breaking through. The Cubs' strategy is simple: survive. They need patient at-bats, early runs, and flawless defense to take pressure off Taillon. Expect an aggressive bullpen approach. Every inning is a battle. The Brewers, meanwhile, want to end it tonight. They'll attack early, force the Cubs' hand, and use their deep bullpen to shut the door. Milwaukee's aggressive base running and timely power could break the game open. Both teams are rested and ready. Every move is magnified. The Cubs must play perfect baseball. The Brewers just need to stay relentless. One mistake could decide everything. It's survival versus supremacy. Winner takes all. Tonight's game will define both franchises' immediate futures. A Brewers win means a sweep, validation, and a ticket to the NLCS, cementing their season as historic. For the Cubs, a loss ends their year in heartbreak and raises tough questions. But a win would spark hope, shift pressure, and keep their dream alive. The Brewers want to slam the door. The Cubs want to kick it open. Everything hinges on these 9 innings. Will Milwaukee complete their coronation, or will Chicago start an epic comeback? The tension is at its peak. One team fights for glory, the other for survival.